Let's go over the trades I took this week. This week we had 2 losses. We're down 2% on the account. So let's go over it. The first trade that we took this week was NZD CAD. On the weekly time frame on NZD CAD, we were bearish. This is our lower high and this is our lower low. On the daily time frame, we were bullish. This is our higher low and this was our higher high. On the 4-hour time frame, we were bullish. This was our higher low and this was our higher high. So this trade, I was waiting for our daily area of interest to reach here to potentially buy. As you can see, we have a strong area of interest, more than 3 touches. We have resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support, and so on. So we have a strong area of interest. So what I was waiting is for price to reach this area of interest to then potentially buy. As you can see on the daily time frame, we wicked into the area of interest. So then I decided to look at the 4-hour, and on the 4-hour we created a new higher high. As you can see, we created a new higher high. So what I was anticipating for price to do, we create a new higher high, wait for a higher low to potentially buy to our next area of interest. And as I looked in the 1-hour, we had also shifted structure, and then we had another area of interest within the 1-hour. We have support, support, resistance, and then support. Right? So price reached this area, and I first wanted the 1-hour to engulf this 1-hour candlestick to get in. We did not. So then I went on the 15-minute to look for an engulfing, and it was this candlestick right here that engulfed. So it wasn't really a nice engulfing candlestick. If the 1-hour candlestick had engulfed, it would have been way more of a confirmation than the 15-minute engulfing. It got disrespected, and it wasn't high confluence bullish engulfing, because usually on the 15-minute I would want it to be 2 candlesticks, not 1. Like the 1-hour, if that one engulfed, it would have been fine. I would have been still taking the trade, but what I could have been was more patient for the 15-minute to create a shifted structure within the 15-minute. So we'd have something like this, left head and shoulder, and on this left shoulder, get an entry to then potentially go up to the upside. So yeah, that was the first trade, which now we are having a nice potential to sell. So as you can see, we're about to break structure and go bearish if we close under this point. So if we close under this point in this area, we could potentially see a push up, and then to this area where we have support and resistance to then sell. And the weekly time frame is bearish, daily's bearish, and 4 hours bearish. So right now I could see something like this if the daily candlestick closes under this daily area of interest. So yeah, that was the first trade we took this week. Then we have GBP JPY. On the weekly time frame, we are bearish. This is our lower high and this is our lower low. On the daily time frame, we were bullish. This was our higher low and this is our higher high. And on the 4-hour, we were bullish. This was our higher low and this was our higher high. So price had reached our area of interest with this nice beautiful wick and this nice round psychological level. We didn't close above it, but we still closed in within the area of interest where we have, as you can see, resistance, support, and so on. So then I went into the 1-hour and we saw this beautiful shift of structure. But then I still didn't get in. I wanted to wait for more confirmation, so I waited for this next shift of structure. So we shifted structure here, and on this pullback I got in on a 15-30 minute bullish engulfing. So we had shifted structure on the 1-hour and waited for a pullback right here. We got an entry signal right here, and we went straight down liquidity grab, liquidity sweep, whatever you want to call it. This trade looks really good. I took it on a Thursday night, so we'd only have one London session and one New York session. I am right now waiting for entry to enter again. Now what I'm waiting on the 1 hour on this higher low and this higher high in this zone is a pullback within this zone, not closing under, but within the zone, preferably this EMA hitting the area of interest and this round psychological level. So then buy. I have my alarm set. Also, notice how on this trade when we got in, we had this beautiful bullish engulfing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 candlesticks, 10 hours. This candlestick engulfed the previous 10 hours of market structure. So that's exactly what we did. We had this nice, beautiful 1 hour bullish engulfing. And on this pullback, we got our entry signal on the 15-30 minute to then potentially buy. But, you know, the market does its thing. Liquidity sweep, liquidity grab, took us out, but now it's giving us another opportunity to buy right here, waiting for a pullback on this 1 hour structure to then potentially buy to our next area of interest. And you can see on the daily how beautiful of rejection we are having. And you can see this pattern over and over again right here. When we were resisting this area of interest, we have our first candlestick daily that closes in our area of interest. The next is a doji and the next push. Right here, we have the candlestick that closes in our area of interest. Next candlestick is the doji. Next candlestick push. So right now we are almost pre-London session. I just have my alarm set to here again, and just waiting for price to retest our area of interest, and then have an entry signal to then buy. Notice how both of the trades we took were losses, but it's setting up more trading opportunities and the same exact setups that I would take over and over and over again. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I told you guys I was setting up a Discord community. I'm setting that up still. So yeah, I just want to make sure that the Discord, when I uploaded it, it's smooth, it's perfect, and there's no issues. So we could have a nice community and trade together and provide value to each other and learn and get better as traders. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have learned something valuable in this video.